So hey guys, mid 2023 is finally here and Safari Rally season is upon us. And with this time, different manufacturers who have dealerships in Kenya usually choose to have something to share with the fans. Maybe it could be a cool car or one of the rally cars, or maybe be an one-on-one session with one of the drivers. Last year I was able to meet Oliver Solberg, who was at the time one of the youngest, I believe still the youngest driver in the WRC. One of the youngest drivers in the WRC. He's the youngest actually. Which was at the Hyundai dealership, which is at Mombasa Road. And it was a pretty nice time. So this year's Toyota Kenya, which is now C4 Motors, have something displayed on their Uhuru Highway dealership, which are two cars. Last year they did have actually something displayed, but I wasn't able to, get that content for you guys. The actual car that they had displayed was actually a 1:1 scale of this particular scale model. I wasn't able to record a vlog at the time, but this year I got you guys covered with whatever they had on display. So the first car they have on display is actually this 2023 GR Corrolla hatchback, and the second car they have is actually quite special. This is the GR DKR Hilux T1 Plus, which is Toyota's championship winning Dakar Rally car. So this Corrolla is part of Toyota's hot hatch lineup. It comes in 3 different trims, which include the Core Edition, Circuit Edition, and the Morizo Edition. The main difference I use to differentiate from the 3 is the hood vents. The 2 editions, the Circuit and the Morizo, usually come with the hood vent, which is more bulgier, and the Core Edition doesn't have those. So this one right here is actually the Core Edition. But main differences in the hierarchy include power, weight, interior, different bolt-ons. Some have LSDs, some have open diffs, but overall just the same car with different parts attached to it. Exterior wise, the car actually resembles an Auris, but the wide body is a dead giveaway since Toyota had to fit bigger wheels in it. The front features the standard projector DRL setup with 2 fog lights at the bottom of each end, a laminated Toyota logo at the middle of 2 intake channels, and 2 really noticeable sensors that sit on top of this massive grille. It has two vents on the side fenders with the GR logo. The car has standard black mirrors that comes on all the trims with a side marker indicator. It is a 5-door hatch, with the rear being a little bit more interesting than the front. So with the rear you have that really notable wide body that moves from the rear passenger door to the rear bumper. This is so to accommodate those really wide tires. You do have that single wiper blade, and below it a massive Toyota logo. One would think it actually doubles up as a boot latch, but no, it's just the logo. The boot latch sits below that. So you get that GR Corrolla badge sitting below the right taillight. The taillights are really simple, just they mesh really well with the body lines. Moving on to the bumper, you get 2 functional vents with small diffuser fins at the bottom. And finally, one of the things that really makes the rear stand out is the iconic 3-tipped exhaust. Feel free to share your thoughts about that in the comment section. The car comes with 18-inch wheels all round. All are wrapped in Advan Apex Yokohama tires, and with the fronts being 235s and the rears being 245s. With the braking system, the car has slotted discs all round, with the fronts featuring 4 piston calipers and the rear 2 piston calipers. Moving on into the interior, the first thing you notice is the black. I believe all trims come in this black. If not, feel free to correct me. So with the dash and infotainment system, Toyota chose to keep things really simple. So you have the climate control and radio with an 8-inch screen. They also chose to ditch the normal gauges for an LCD display. The steering is wrapped in leather with some red stitching. It resembles closely to what the GR Yaris has, so maybe it's the same. So this is a 6-speed intelligent manual transmission, IMT, meaning you can switch through modes. So on this particular model it has 4, I believe all have 4. So Eco, Normal, Sport. You can also use the dial to adjust the torque distribution, since this car comes with the GR4, which is Toyota's all-wheel drive system. So you can switch through torque distribution, so front and rear, 60-40, 30-70, 50-50, depends whether you're on track, on street, or just the mode you feel comfortable using. So this right here is the button you use to switch through the modes, the Eco Sport, and this is the dial you use to switch through the torque distribution menu. It does feature a manual handbrake, which is something you don't see these days. You can use this to induce drift, by locking up the rears, because this is a rally inspired car. So some things are just derived directly from rally. So the car does come with 2 bucket seats, driver and passenger. wrapped in leather, red stitching with a GR logo at the headrest. I did get a chance off camera to sit in these seats and I felt really comfortable, especially for my size. I think they would be really comfortable even driving on track. So pedal placement felt okay. I really like the way they put some, some grips on the pedals, so that when you press on it, you can really feel like the grip. And yeah, overall okay. Door controls look standard. Dial to adjust your mirrors, each window adjustment, lock the doors, standard stuff. So with the back seats, they look comfortable enough. I wasn't able to sit on them because there's practically no leg room, as you can see from this shot. The higher trim, like the Morizo, the Toyota actually takes out the back seat. They just put a strut bar there and no seat. I believe that's for weight saving. And for the lower trim, I believe they just put them there because, I don't know. Moving on to the engine and the power numbers. The GR Corolla borrows its power plant from the homologation special GR Yaris, which is a 1.6 liter 3-cylinder, making 300 horsepower and 273 foot-pounds of torque. I believe that's like 100 horsepower per cylinder. This puts it right at the center of the hot hatch market, comparing it with the Civic Si, Hyundai Veloster N, Volkswagen GTI, and the Jetta GLI. As I had mentioned before, this is the core version, but I do believe it does feature the performance package, which adds on the LSD, which is the limited slip diff for the front and the rear. It does come standard with a rev match feature to make sure you get all the best from all those timely downshifts. Overall, it's a good enthusiast car. It's a good hot hatch, a car that will definitely put a smile on your face. The price range on the international markets for this car range from 4.5 million to 5.7, depending on the trims. I believe that is before taxes, shipping, insurance, everything. So I believe if you're bringing this car into Kenya, it would be like higher, close to the 7 mark, if I'm not wrong. But a car that I will definitely like to see on the Kenyan roads. So as much as we've talked about the GR Corrolla, I'd like us to turn our attention to the second car that is on display, which is the GR DKR Hilux T1 Plus. So Toyota introduced this platform in Dakar Rally in 2022. It's powered by a massive 3.5 liter twin turbo V6. This is because the limitation they had reached with the V8. The V6 comes from the more recent 300GR Sport Land Cruiser. The engine produces about 400 horsepower with 600 Nm of torque. Because torque numbers in Dakar really matter because of the terrain. Engine code is a V35A, which is controlled by a Motec engine management system. It does feature a tubular frame with a fully composite body, meaning most of the body parts are made by carbon fiber, carbon Kevlar, and fiberglass. The dry weight of the car still ends up being around 2 tons. Going back to the engine and accessories, it still runs on the mid-engine layout that has been there since 2016. Most of the parts used are standard parts which are off the shelf, like the turbos are stock, the intercooler, etc. The placement is definitely different, but the parts are predominantly stock. A good example of off-the-shelf parts that are visible to the viewer's eyes are the headlights and the taillights, which come off directly from the Hilux. Here's a good example. The suspension is massive to combat with the rough terrain, with a travel of about 350 mm, 37-inch tires which are 320 mm wide. It does have aluminium wheels, which are good for heat dissipation, especially in the hot Dakar Rally conditions. The fuel cell carries around 540 liters. This is because of the long distance they have to cover. To give a perspective of how powerful and reliable this car is, in the 2023 championship, the T1 Plus took 4 out of the top 5 positions, meaning 1, 3, 4, and 5, making it back-to-back wins for the Toyota, since they also won in 2022.
So stick around. So stick around.
So with that being said, those are the 2 special cars Toyota chose to share with us this 2023 season. I hope you like these informative videos. I really thank Toyota Kenya for sharing with us some of these cars, like the Dakar Rally car. I don't think would have gotten the chance to see these cars because Dakar Rally doesn't, come to these parts of the world. The GR Corolla was a nice addition. I believe it's a good insight on how the cars right now are being built by Toyota. So yeah, hope you like this informative video. If you please would leave a like, maybe share, subscribe, and maybe we might do another one. So see you on the next one. Peace out.